Oh, hey Atlanteans. Okay, we're going to do a tactical analysis of the game that just happened between Dark Angels and Space Wolves. I was running a fairly standard Deathwing army with a pretty close emphasis on close combat, just because of the amount of Storm Shields and Thunderhammers I had. And Victor was running
actually a pretty standard Logan wing. On my side, I don't ever play with the Land Raider, just because it's a lot of points. And this time I decided to put it in. Actually, it survived till the very end, but with those 65 points, I'd rather just put in another squad of Terminators or something else.
It didn't ever get its points back.
I mean, at the end, I see that you had, what, 3 or
4 more Terminators that were going to come for it if we'd had time to, or if we had played it out that way. Long run, for you, it was just a bunker for your Logan, really, until the rest of your army got in. And you probably could have done that for cheaper.
Yes. I just put him with, I don't know how many Wolf Guard I can put in a unit. I think I could put 10.
I'm pretty sure you can put 10.
So, I mean, I could have done the same thing that you did with your
Deathwing Knights.
Right.
As just a bunker for your special character.
And I think that's probably the better move. I mean, I am foot slogging it, but there's more guys out there. And where I was going earlier is that you had 4 guys left. You know, I had Land Raider. Maybe those 4 would have been Terminators, but regardless, we did play 6th and 7th turn
after we ended the game,
and it ended up with 6-12.
Yeah, it didn't change the outcome all that much.
And one thing I did like about Belial, it's Belial, right?
Yeah, it's Belial.
It's that hunt. I mean, if you manage to kill the Warlord, you get that extra kill point.
Exactly.
And that is nice, and that is really nice. It with the objective games and the kill point games, that extra one really does help.
It does. It's a pretty big one. There's some other Dark Angels traits that are actually, I think in my opinion, better overall, but his is still a pretty decent one, even for one that I'm normally not fond of.
So, for you, who was your MVP, LVP?
LVP, the devs, just because they didn't really do anything all game.
Which one was it?
The Devastator squad. They did well. The Vindicator did nothing, but that was.
It's not the fault of the Vindicator.
Yeah, it wasn't the Vindicator's fault, so I can't fault it for that. So I'd have to say the Devastators. They were there for the whole game, and maybe got half their points back total for the whole game. MVP, I don't want to say the Deathwing Knights, just because I don't know. They cost way too many points for what they did, but it's probably the Deathwing Knights just because they did stand up for 5 turns before they were finally gone.
Yeah.
And basically getting everything thrown at them every turn. So they did awesome. Their special ability where they get the +1 toughness is great because, like against Logan Wing, he had power swords on everybody, which means they were wounding on 5s instead of 4s, and that cut the number of wounds they were taking down a lot, which meant I didn't have to take as many saves, so they had that ability to stick around longer, which was good. But they were 430 points.
That's not too bad for 10 of them. I mean, most Terminator squads are a 5-man squad, and they're spending about 215.
Well,
so
I guess you're right. Long run, that's probably not all that bad, but
in my opinion, I agree with you. Your Devastator squads really had nothing. But I mean, they were facing off against
Terminators with missile launchers.
Exactly. So, they were just doomed from the beginning. The Vindicator, it's not its fault. I mean, I targeted that unit out in the beginning. For MVP, in my opinion, on your side, it's just the Thunderhammers and Storm Shield.
In general, that made a huge difference.
Yeah,
just the better end vol. While I lost out a lot in shooting, in a game like this, shooting wouldn't have done me anything because he's got a 2+ save on pretty much everything in his army. So I wouldn't have been getting all that many wounds through. So just the extra amount of damage I was able to soak up was totally worth it.
Yes, I mean I launched a lot of AP. Well, the first round, whenever they deep striked and got either drop pods, plasma guns, meltas.
Oh yeah, and I just soaked it all up. Nothing. Right. I mean, you maybe got 1 or 2 wounds in general.
So I think, in my opinion, Thunderhammers or Storm Shields was your MVP. But that squad with that strength 10 AP2, it's crazy.
The Deathwing Knights.
That is crazy.
They've got the Mace of Absolution is crazy beyond all bounds for 1 turn.
Yes.
And then it just goes back to being a better power weapon.
On my side, MVP, LVP, Belial.
Belial.
Sorry.
How about Logan?
Logan is the MVP. He managed to knock off, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 Terminators by himself.
Basically 6 of my Deathwing.
And then 1 of your other ones.
And then 1 other Terminator.
7.
So yeah, at least 7 Terminator-based characters.
By himself. He ended up dying from Power Fist, but he was just a monster.
He is a monster, but he should be a monster.
The Land Raider, actually, he managed to kill quite a bit of Terminators too. Just a lot of shots and some Rens.
Yeah.
LVP.
Your Long Fangs.
Long Fangs. Same reason his Devastator.
Same reason the Devastators were bad. They just didn't have a viable target the whole game.
No, with the 2+ armor save, missiles don't do anything.
Yeah.
One guy had a lance cannon, and he kept on saving it on your storm shield. One thing I did like is one of my Long Fangs managed to kill one of your guys in close combat.
Yeah. Not necessarily unexpected, but always nice.
But that Deathwing Terminator is the ones that strength 10 AP2.
No, that's the Deathwing Knights.
Deathwing Knights. Those are monsters, and I think at least take 5 of them.
Oh yeah, they're well worth it if you've got the extra 200 points in your army just to throw in for kicks and giggles. When you can just tell somebody when they charge you that it's going to be strength 10 AP2. Okay, well you're going at initiative 1. No, initiative 4 still.
And I think actually put him in a Land Raider because there's that protection.
It would be a huge point sink. I don't think I'd take the Terminator or the Land Raider with them unless I was taking them as part of my unit. Just to throw them in with the Land Raider, that's too many points.
The only thing I don't like about them is after you use that special ability, you don't have the AP2 stuff anymore.
Once you get that, you're down to
strength 6.
Strength 6 AP4. So you're actually a little worse than most power weapons.
Right.
But in general, no, I like the way the new Dark Angels handle. I'm still working on getting enough bikes together to work out a good Raven Wing army.
Yeah, that's what.
If I don't get them together soon, you guys might be seeing a battle report with my Orc bikes standing in as Space Marine bikers. But as far as Dark Angels go, Deathwing is still a very viable army. Even against another Terminator army like this one, we just pretty much cleaned up across the board.
Yeah.
Victor, you have any other thoughts?
No. Deathwing is a tough thing to go against. There's just a lot of Terminators out there.
And you can do them at fairly cheap points games. So we played, what was our last game? A 1,500 points? 1,250?
1,500 points.
1,500 points, and I still had 3 units of Terminators in there, and at 1,500 points, that's real tough to cope with. But no, I think that's it. So, unless you've got anything else to say?
I don't.
Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.